3-year delay affecting construction of district hospitals resolved. Death toll rises as emergency declared in Central Province. And ADB says PNG economy still vulnerable.
This is National EMTV News with Meriba Tulo.
A very good evening. Thank you for joining us for today's news. A 3-year delay that affected the construction of 5 district hospitals in the Western Highlands province has been resolved. Transport Minister Wesley Nukunj said his office had to negotiate with several state agencies to forego more than 3 million kina in storage, taxes and other fees before the building materials could be released. The materials had been left at the Lae port because the storage fees and costs involved in releasing the materials had become unaffordable over time.
Yesterday, the first lot of building materials for 5 district hospitals in the Western Highlands were packed into 40-foot containers ready to be transported to Mount Hagen. The agreement for the projects, partly funded by the Australian government, had been signed and sealed 3 years ago. But when the materials arrived in Lae, the Provincial Health Authority found it didn't have enough money to pay for the storage and other fees. The project was further delayed as the country went into elections. After elections, the complexities of weaving through the requirements of multiple government agencies and companies meant that the Transport Minister had to intervene personally to push the project forward.
Today I am here to actually thank everyone who involved in facilitating the process of clearing all the containers from the wharf.
And that meant writing to the heads of agencies, including Customs, IRC and PNG Ports, for them to forego some of their fees. It took a lot of time.
So we've come along when we've learned our lesson now. So now in any project, we're looking forward to it because we know where we went wrong.
The situation was hopeless. Right. However, basically under the leadership and coordination and work of Mr. Norrie, he had to climb the mountains. I was basically just asked to do the operations side. So once certain steps would be completed, then I was allowed to go through and follow through.
The hospitals are expected to be built starting next month. Scott Waide, National EMTV News, Lae.
Papua New Guinea's economic and fiscal outlook remains vulnerable to shocks, both internal and from overseas. These include changes in commodity prices, weather and disaster-related events. According to ADB PNG country economist Edward Faber, higher commodity prices have stimulated the country's economy. However, there are still challenges that remain.
The Asian Development Bank says the PNG economy was a $23 billion economy at the end of 2017. Although 2018 has been a tough year, the economy has been on an improving trend due to better commodity prices. The mining sector is the largest segment that makes up 26% of the country's economy in terms of export.
PNG is running a trade surplus, where exports are significantly exceeding imports. We can see the trend in exports going up, as I mentioned earlier, but we can also see how the trend in imports has been going down. That's due to the shortage of foreign exchange.
When looking at the growth situation, this chart shows the growth over the last 10 years. According to the ADB, real GDP has expanded by 68% over the last 10 years to 2017, with an average growth rate of over 5% per annum. In 2018, economic growth was expected to have been just positive. ADB's forecast was 0.5%. The Department of Treasury are forecasting 0.3% and IMF 0%.
This is due to a contraction in the mining sector of around 6%. This is due to production cuts of LNG, due to the earthquake. The plant was shut down for about a month. We also saw gold and oil exports impacted.
On the other hand, PNG will now expect growth to rebound this year, with some estimates of growth within the range of 3% to 4%, with inflation at around the 5% level in recent years.
We're seeing high inflation in areas of health, of communication, of hotels and restaurants. Some of that's related to APEC. One aspect for inflation is also that we've seen the foreign exchange shortages, so that means less goods coming into the country, and therefore the goods which come in, the prices go up.
This year, according to ADB, inflation will be within the 4% to 5% region, including currency depreciation, which may also influence inflation. Lilian Soperakinea, National EMTV News.
The Southern Highlands Provincial Assembly has handed down a budget of $256 million for 2019. The Assembly passed the budget in Mendi today. Among the priority areas of focus is law and order. Governor William Powie says other services will not progress if people continue to live above the law. He says police housing, refurbishment of the Buyebi jail and rebuilding of the Mendi courthouse will receive full attention this year. Health, education and governance and administration are also priority sectors. However, Governor Powie is also concerned of the limited revenue generated by the province, with a huge chunk of its oil and gas revenue withheld in Waigani. 2 million kina was presented today to the Port Moresby Technical School by Minister for National Planning and Monitoring, Richard Maru. This payment fulfilling a commitment made in 2018. According to Minister Maru, there is a strong focus now on investment within technical colleges to upskill the next generation of working-class Papua New Guineans.
National Planning Minister Richard Maru presented funding of 2 million kina to the Port Moresby Technical College today. The minister saying his focus through this funding was to help improve infrastructure in college. This, he says, was important in providing the necessary skills for the next generation of technical people in PNG.
The buildings, the roads, and a nation will not be built without investing in skill training of our Papua New Guinean citizens.
This is the second batch of funding to POMTEC from the Department of National Planning. Last year, 3 million kina was given to the school, which was used to build new infrastructure. According to the school's principal, Henry Wamaingu, the 2 million kina received today will be used to build dormitories for the students and houses for teaching staff.
From that, we are going to construct 1 by 80% additional dorm. We are going to construct 5 by 3 bedroom teachers' houses. We're going to have about 9 new teachers joining POMTEC to teach the diploma programs, and those teachers are going to have bachelor degree qualifications in.
5 other organizations also received funding today. They include Enga Nursing College, who received 2 million kina and 1 million kina respectively to the rubber project in Manus, Coconuts Industry Corporation, and the Tourism Promotion Authority. Minister Maru challenged all these organizations to utilize the funds given and deliver results. Patricia Keamo, National EMTV News.
With a looming vote of no confidence when Parliament resumes, 2 MPs from East Sepik Province have stated their support for the current government under the leadership of Peter O'Neill. Yankuru Sausia MP Richard Maru and Wewak Open MP Kevin Isufu made known their stance, saying the current government had delivered for the people in their electorates and the wider East Sepik Province.
I want to make it clear to the East Sepik people, don't be fooled by these people. We had bones with them, and Sepik is now getting meat for the first time. And we, the Sepik leaders, are not going to be fooled by the same people. We will stand up for the transformation of our province, which deserves to be changed. Only Prime Minister is doing the right thing under government, under PNC, and we will support them. So, I will remain with this government. I will rise and fall with this government, me best. There should be no doubt about my loyalty to the Prime Minister and to the government.
And I want to encourage my people of Wewak that, as your member, I want to tell my people that let us not play politics. Let's support this government, because after a long time, the people of Wewak has finally seen some tangible changes in our district. We have now seen a modern hospital that will be built, and it will be located in Wewak district. And my people of Wewak will now be able to access important and world-class health facilities in our district.
You're watching National MTV News. We'll have more of the day's stories when we return. Stay tuned.
Technology is constantly evolving, creating opportunities to grow and connect globally. Telecom PNG provides you with the best innovative and flexible solutions. Our wide-ranging product portfolio includes
fixed line business system, fixed broadband internet service, metro fiber network, VSAT service.
You can trust us to take care of your business solution needs.
Telecom PNG, always there.
Are you looking for something to chew?
Yes, I am. But it's more difficult to find something to chew.
Not to chew something.
Me no kai buai, me kai PK taso.
Win a share of 500,000 kina with Roots Rice. All you need to do is buy any Roots medium grain rice, write your name, mobile number and address on the bag or packet and drop it in entry boxes in stores nationwide. There'll be 6 weekly cash draws with 4 lucky winners walking away with the grand prize of 50,000 kina each. Promotion starts 1st December 2018 and ends 12 January 2019. Hurry and enter for your chance to win cash with Roots Rice.
In our harsh and vibrant landscape, Dulux Weather Shield is the perfect choice to protect your building against everything Mother Nature throws at it. Worth doing, worth Dulux.
Welcome back to National MTV News. 9 people have been confirmed dead and 1 reported missing following the heavy rains and flooding in Central Province. 6 of the 9 confirmed dead are from Goilala District. Acting Provincial Administrator Peter Simbakwa said many more people were affected this year due to the recent bad weather.
The unexpected high level of rainfall and strong winds in the Central Province caught people by surprise. Many people were left homeless, food gardens destroyed, no clean drinking water, and left with nothing. There were accidents as a direct result of the recent bad weather, with accessibility becoming an issue as roads were cut off by flooding and landslips. From the 9 confirmed deaths, 6 cases are from the Goilala district, 2 from the Rigo district, and 1 from Wanapa village in the Kairuku Iri district. 1 person is still missing, also from Wanapa village. Acting Provincial Administrator Peter Simbakwa said medevac attempts to Goilala district were unsuccessful due to bad weather conditions.
Reports of people being killed. This is the best ever scenario in the province. We have 9 deaths confirmed, 8 disaster related.
According to the acting PA, teams have been sent to the affected areas to assess the situation. The central provincial government is now focused in assisting the affected people with basic necessities like food and drinking water.
Our responses now priority is drinking water. We have the health team. Health team has put in together their plan. It's a emergency plan to support our plan of action.
The impacts of heavy rains, strong winds and floods in the central province this year is said to be worse than the previous years. Rayon Lakingu, National MTV News.
The academic year starts on the 4th of February, But for some schools in Central Province, the academic year will be delayed. Students from flood-affected areas within the province will not be able to return to school on time due to damages to food gardens and homes during the recent wet weather.
School children in the flood-affected areas of Central Province will be having a hard time preparing for school this year, with homes submerged, food crops destroyed, and many families left with nothing. Parents will be having a hard time raising school fees for their children. John Owa, a local from Agevairu in the Kairuku-Iri district, expressed his concern over the high number of school-aged children affected.
I'm school start now, and I'm in all Papa beginning log the line start log Gabari area I'm affecting all now, and not something again now because all rely heavily low, carrying low, walking all.
Access to schools in some parts of the province was also cut off following flooding, making it difficult for teachers to reach their respective schools on time. According to the acting provincial administrator, one of the most affected schools is the Maino Ana Secondary School in the Kairuku-Iri district.
The school year is a priority that we are seeing that disaster will be affecting the normalcy of the opening of the school year. The dates are like 21st is the date that the school teachers are supposed to be at their positions where they're supposed. 28th is when the teachers should resume their duties, and the 4th of February is when the school will be opening.
The central provincial government is working around the clock to provide basic necessities to the affected people. Rayon Lakingu, National EMTV News.
Agevairu, located within the Kairuku-Iri district of Central Province, is now underwater due to recent torrential rain. Yesterday, EMTV News travelled to the area with a team from the Central Provincial Administration who were assessing damages caused by recent floods. Elizabeth Guka reports.
Last week, houses in the Idu village in Agevairu, including trucks also attempting to cross what used to be the road, went underwater after the Aroa River burst its banks, flooding into the whole village and into the road. Yesterday, when EMTV News visited the affected areas, locals came forward to express how the flooding has greatly affected their lives.
Flood, big frustrated, no water. Hardly drink water. I'm going to now we'll try to boiling water and drink now.
Just blow me plan. We got something afloat. We got timber or legal something. Pig, dog. We got more float. Nothing. So now we play. I'm not got hope now. We play stop for some time. So legal something. That's why we play. I'm selling. Survive.
Lost all our children too because of the flood. The water went. The flood went in our house. Overflow, and all our things in the house, they were all spoiled.
With the immense destruction caused by the flooding, food gardens have been destroyed, leaving people struggling to look for their next meal, including a place to sleep.
It's all rely heavily low, carrying low, walking more. Side look now, remember, strong low 111, how trying best low pining low late, no picking in blow one time.
All our market things are spoiled, so we cannot go marketing. Some of us are feeling hungry on the road, just sitting like this.
According to the locals, the water level has started to drop as of yesterday, and in the meantime, some of the people have evacuated to higher grounds, whilst others have been residing beside parts of the road.
Since 1 week, 4 days now, 5 days, this morning does all water go down. So all family all stop, evacuating all over the higher grounds here.
We are on the road with flood, sleeping like this, rain, mud. In the dirty place, we are here.
The people are calling on the relevant authorities to assist them during this time of disaster.
All our people at Idu and all Central Province from Kairuku are suffering. Please, we really need your help.
The Central Provincial Government, through its administration, has put all administrative affairs to a halt and has established a disaster committee to deal with the issue at hand. Elizabeth Guka, National EMTV News.
And the Central Provincial Government has declared an administrative emergency following ongoing flooding in parts of the province. As a result, all administrative affairs and functions of the central provincial government will be suspended in order to deal with the disaster-related areas affected by major flooding from rivers. Elizabeth Kuka with the details.
With the declaration of an administrative emergency, all normal administrative operations have been suspended to allow for relief efforts to begin in areas affected by recent heavy rains and strong winds. According to Acting Provincial Administrator Peter Simbakua, the administration has begun the task of compiling statistics and completing assessments from affected areas so that relief supplies are distributed.
And the measure that I'm taking as a acting provincial administrator have declared administrative emergency. Our normal operation for provincial administration has been suspended. We now switch to emergency mode. We are in the emergency service right now.
Mr. Simbakua said the monitoring of natural disasters started late last year with the expectation that El Nino weather pattern would affect the country this year. However, instead of experiencing drought, the central province, including parts of Port Moresby, experienced rough winds and torrential rain for the last 2 weeks, leading to flooding, destruction of food crops and properties, and even the loss of lives.
And during the shutdown period, that was the phase one of our monitoring. So the best part of our operation was monitoring the disaster. It was anticipated for drought across the province.
The provincial administration is now taking necessary steps to deal with the flooding disaster in both east and west parts of the province.
Our responses now priority is drinking water. We have the health team. Health team has put in together their plan. It's a emergency plan to support our plan of action. We're in the phase 2 now. Our phase 2 is the onset of the disaster surveillance and assessment. We're in phase 3 rather, declaration of provincial emergency services. And the next 7 days we will be assessing situation around the province.
A committee has been formed to work closely with the Provincial Office of Disaster and Climate Change to ensure that necessary steps are taken in dealing with the disaster.
So we are focusing on dividing ourselves into teams to support the district disaster team. Erie is directly supported by the PHQ and Golala is directly supported by PHQ. Berena has dispatched 6 teams yesterday. They did their assessment and the CEO has reported that they've done their assessment.
Elizabeth Guka, National EMTV News.
The heart of the irrigation system at the National Agricultural Research Institute's Laloki facility is just meters from being washed away. A large part of the soil on which the water pump sits was washed away during recent flooding. NARI officers are now planning on relocating the irrigation system pump, but it needs funding support to do so.
At the National Agriculture Research Institute's Southern Region Center, the irrigation system is located just meters away from the Laloki River. While this has its advantages during the dry season, it is threatened when the Laloki River floods. Much of the soil where the foundation of the pump station was built on has been washed away in recent years. The recent heavy rains experienced in the southern region has eroded more from the foundation of the pump station. And now that the water levels have subsided, one corner of the pump station left is hanging.
We have a problem with our irrigation system here. It's our pump house is located next to the river. Is almost washed away now. So we cannot move the planting materials inland due to our irrigation system being located in a certain area.
The irrigation system is an important asset for NARI. It pumps water to all the agricultural plots at the center. Established in the 1960s, the pump system is very active and supplies water during the dry season. But as the Laloki River continues to change its course, it signals that it is time to relocate the irrigation system. NARI, though an agricultural institute, receives funding through the Department of Higher Education, Science, Research and Technology.
With adequate funding, we could move them, but with at the current stage now, we have to go with what we have, and we're planting the resources there where we have the irrigation system where it's located. Due to that, the irrigation system is located near the river, and then the flooding has overflowed into our plots.
And while the center needs urgent funding support to save the irrigation system from being washed away, it is at the mercy of the weather. Thekla Gunga, National EMTV News.
The 3 Mile police station in Leh has reported over 100 cases related to homebrew. During festive seasons such as Christmas and New Year, the number of complaints increase. Anthony Wagambe, Metropolitan Superintendent, said police will be able to deal with these cases with public support.
These are some materials used to make homebrew. They were confiscated by the police at 3 Mile police station last week. In 2018, over 100 cases have been dealt with here alone. The 3 Mile police station commander, Agustin Kulaya, said they receive 15 up to 20 cases each day related to homebrew.
3 Mile police station, we start from our jurisdiction starts from Bunny Road, Kapek Street, Pawan Compound, starting from 0 block all the way up to 9 Mile.
According to Mr. Kulaya, homebrew has been the cause of many social problems, contributing to law and order issues. Due to the abuse of alcohol, 750 cases resulted in disability and brain damage were reported by Dr. Piowi at Engau. About 360 cases were all interpersonal violence. At another police station in Chinatown, they receive up to 5 cases related to alcohol abuse each day. Chinatown's police station commander Kapinias Laman said they receive over 30 cases during festive periods.
Trying to identify who is actually producing steam, so we must put a stop to it.
Mr. Kulaya urged the general public to report these cases.
Leh's Metropolitan Superintendent Anthony Wagambe said homebrew-related cases are everyday problems. However, with public support, police can be able to deal with these issues. Philia Pisep, National EMTV News, Leh.
The heads of provincial police commands in the New Guinea Islands region have met in Eastern Britain Province this week to create a strategic management plan for 2019. Much of the focus will be on utilizing available resources, taking into consideration the limited availability of funding and resources.
This parade yesterday marks the start of police operations for this year in the New Guinea Islands region, and it also marked the end of a 3-day regional provincial police commander workshop held in Kokopo this week. Like in previous police parades for the region, discipline and police brutality used to be the message that policemen and women are reminded about time and again. But for this year, the message was different. The Assistant Commissioner of Police for the New Guinea Islands region, Anton Billy, chose the occasion to remind his men and women about how the work of police will be hit hard by the financial downturn faced by the country.
There will be challenges and crime. We have to face it.
Earlier this week, provincial police commanders from the New Guinea Islands provinces gathered to put together a strategic management plan. Much of what will be contained in this management plan will include utilizing of available resources and also taking into consideration the limited funding from the government.
The PVCs throughout the region have come together with their PSCs to come and plan for how to deliver services to their people in respective provinces, aligning to the divisional plan, which align to our organization corporate plan, which come down from the government bigger plan, which is Vision 2050, government Vision 2050.
The meeting came 2 weeks after the Provincial Police Commander Conference held in Port Moresby. Each regional commands have been tasked to improve their policing in every region. For the New Guinea Islands Police, 2019 will be another tough year, knowing all too well the deficiencies with funding and resources. Most of what that has been discussed in the plan centers around improvising. A financial strategic management plan on this will be compiled and presented to the Police Commissioner in the coming weeks. Edwin Fidelis, National EMTV News, Kokopo.
You're watching National EMTV News. We go for a break. When we come back, we take a look at stories making headlines overseas.
The IPI Group is PNG's most innovative, dynamic and diverse logistics company, totally focused on delivering outstanding service. Our diversified divisions span from major warehousing, bulk fuel and road transport to large-scale commercial catering. The IPI Group of companies will be your partner, supplying tailor-made logistics solutions.
Let the cold misty mountains of the highlands welcome you to our peaceful surroundings and fresh air. At the Juwaka Mission Resort, we guarantee safety and comfort with a 24-hour security and standby genset and solar. You are our #1 priority, with premium rooms all multi-channel and great housekeeping, ensuring you feel at home away from home. With a restaurant and bar and a private lounge all for your needs, our services extend to airport transfers and hire cars, and a spacious conference center that caters up to 200 people. Juwaka Mission Resort. You know us when you're here.
MAPEX Training Institute. Job-oriented certificate in plant operator and motor vehicle training courses include mobile crane, excavator, light motor vehicles, semi-trailer, prime mover and many more. For school leavers grade 6, 8, 10, 12 and the working class, enrollment is now open for January 27, 2019 intakes. For more information, call us on 323-2063 or email info@mapextraining.com.pg.
Win him half money belong 500,000 kina one-time roots rice. Buy him Tasol roots medium grain rice. Write him name, mobile number, na address belong you inside long empty bag or packet. Na put him go inside long entry bin inside long old store close to long you. Buy he got 6 plus weekly cash draws. One time 4 plus lucky winner who start by winning 50,000 kina grand prize. Promotion is start long 1st December 2018. He going up long 12 January 2019. Hurry up now, enter long winning cash money one-time roots rice.
This Friday on Culinary Journeys, the history of Mexico can be traced to its cuisine. Enrique Olvera, one of Mexico's best chefs, a leader in a culinary revolution that has put Mexican food on the map.
Focus your attention in a sauce that is so
Culinary Journeys, Friday 12:30 p.m. right here on your #1 to watch, MTV.
Welcome back to National EMTV News. Turning overseas now, US President Donald Trump began the meeting with Democrats by asking if he could have the money for his wall. Meanwhile, more than 800,000 government workers aren't being paid. ABC News with the latest episode in American politics.
Total breakdown. Democrats emerged from the White House tonight saying President Trump demanded money for the border wall and stormed out when they wouldn't agree to it.
It's cold out here, and the temperature wasn't much warmer in the Situation Room. In a matter of hours or just a few days, many federal workers will not be receiving their paychecks, and what that means in their lives is tragic in terms of their credit rating, paying their mortgage, paying their rent. The president seems to be insensitive to that. He thinks maybe they could just ask their father for more money, but they can't.
He asked Speaker Pelosi, will you agree to my wall? She said no. And he just got up and said, then we have nothing to discuss, and he just walked out. Again, we saw a temper tantrum.
All told, the meeting lasted just 14 minutes.
Well, the president walked into the room and passed out candy. It was true.
Never raised his voice.
I don't recall him ever raising his voice or slamming his hand.
Earlier, we asked the president about the 800,000 federal workers caught in the crossfire. Mr. President, what do you say to those federal workers, security guards, Secret Service agents, TSA agents, who are now going without pay?
I think they have been terrific. These are terrific patriots. A lot of them agree with what I'm doing.
But these people have to go without their paychecks. Some are being forced to work without pay. Some have been furloughed.
They all get the money. They're all going to get the money, and I think they're going to be happy.
Not everybody will get their back pay. Thousands of workers on government contracts could be out of luck. Several Republican senators, including Alaska's Lisa Murkowski, say the president should sign bills to open parts of the government not related to border security. So why not sign the other bills, though, so some of these workers can get paid, the government
You
get
think
more?
I should do that?
Yeah,
No, do you think I should do that, John?
Well, I mean, it's not for me to say
watch
that.
your one-sided reporting. Do you think I should do that?
To New Zealand, a group of men and women suffering from post-traumatic stress have begun a grueling trek to raise awareness of the condition. They are completing the 100-plus kilometre through the Wairau Valley to Hammer Springs in military uniforms in recognition of soldiers who suffered from PTS.
Entering the wilderness with a sense of determination. But underneath the camouflage,
quite a lot of us that are on this trip have post-traumatic stress. And what we're doing is we're standing by each other.
And since last Saturday, traversing the remote 110-kilometre Rainbow Station.
It gets a little tight in through here.
We've called this the long road home because PTSI is a hell of a long road. It's not a quick fix.
While New Zealand's just marked the centenary of World War I, this walk is timed with the return of serving men and women and the start of a journey living with trauma.
I was having really bad flashbacks and I didn't know why, and I was seeing the people, or the dead people.
Mary served in both the British and New Zealand Army, but it's the first Gulf War she'll never forget.
The one thing that I find really difficult is when I'm out riding or I'm out walking and I get that smell, and it takes me right back again.
And it's not just those in the military they want to see better supported.
It's rape victims, home invasion, car crashes, child molestation.
I got involved with the relief side of Christchurch earthquake and saw some dreadful things. It's very hard. Sorry, it's very hard.
Even so, making the choice to open up.
But what it requires is a little human kindness from the rest of society.
For some, this walk is their new beginning.
It's given me a bit of life back that I lost. I'm walking to save people's lives.
So more people can find their way home.
From disappearing televisions and Uber rides in the skies, the latest in technology is being showcased at the world's largest trade show. More than 4,000 companies attended the show in Las Vegas.
Nerd Nirvana in the heart of Sin City.
Head to your matching icon and then back to the yellow vehicle.
A showcase of tech, toys, and of course, televisions.
Well, what we're seeing with Australians is we're buying bigger TVs than ever before. 2018 was the 55-inch TV, that was the average. 2019 we expect to be 65-inch TVs.
Samsung's modular 8K moves around a whole wall of screens and can be customised and personalised.
We're looking at ways to help make it mould into your life and look better in the decor of your home.
LG rolling out a TV that simply rolls away.
If you look into someone's house today, everyone's getting bigger and bigger TVs, and when they're turned off, they're just great big black boxes. So essentially we can take that black box and roll it away into a nice piece of furniture.
Cars are now connected, 3 wheels, 4 wheels, big wheels, small wheels, and in the future, no wheels at all. There are robots to help around the home and drones delivering packages and eventually people. This 6-bladed copter, a prototype for Uber Elevate.
So we're looking at by the mid-2020s that you'll see these flying in the air as air taxis, but also as logistics solutions.
The gadgets may be weird and wacky, but this is big business. Billions of dollars will
change hands over the next few days, changing the future of everything from homewares to military hardware.
There are people here who've made something, put their blood, sweat and tears into it in, say, France, brought it on the world stage, and no one's interested. Dreams shattered. But there's others who've had their dreams realised because the world's attention is on their product. That's what CES does, makes or breaks the product.
The future, just not as you imagined.
Here with National EMTV News, we'll go for a break. When we come back, some sporting updates in Trukai Sports. Stay tuned.
In our harsh and vibrant landscape, Dulux Weather Shield is the perfect choice to protect your building against everything Mother Nature throws at it. Worth doing, worth Dulux.
No can time long pilai one time die. Time family belong you, e go other side long solwara. No can kalap long dingi where emi pull up pinis or kalap suppose only drink beer. No can kalap suppose whether e bugger up or no got extra zoom or wara belong drink is ta. All get a time wear him life jacket. Sekim suppose one talk belong you e come back alright. Time only go other side long solwara. This fella talk save e come long NMSA.
Are you serious? Is this the fastest you can go? Get out of here. Internet speed with Telecom PNG. I repeat, Telecom PNG is the fastest. The fastest here in PNG. So connect today to experience the difference. Telecom PNG, always there.
Bomb chicka wow wow. Bomb chicka wow wow. Bomb chicka wow wow. Wow wow.
We've improved the formula. New links with added.
Bomb chicka wow wow.
EMTV is currently outsourcing for suitable candidates who are eager to join our expanding EMTV productions team in the role of producers and or presenters. If you have a passion for creative writing, working with cameras, innovative, love entertainment, have a buzz in creativity, have a love for visual storytelling, great communication skills, and enthusiastic in learning new things, then we want you. This is your chance to join a vibrant team producing and writing for various local productions, especially for Kids Corner. Experience in TV producing or similar, or have a media background is preferable. Good strong work habits and the ability to work under pressure and meeting deadlines is a must. Attention and send your applications to EMTV HR Manager, PO Box 443 Barocco NCD, or email to hr@mtv.com.pg. Applications can also be hand-delivered to our main office at Garden City Level 2 Barocco. Only shortlisted applicants will be contacted for an interview.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. After a successful campaign in the Oceania Championships in 2018 to qualify for the Hong Kong HSBC World 7 Series qualifiers, the ICTSI PNG Women's Sevens team is preparing for the lead-up competition to the series qualifiers, and sponsors have been helping to ensure the team is well prepared.
The National Women's Sevens team are in camp in preparation for the Sydney leg of the HSBC Rugby Sevens circuit. Palai's coach Paul Tietjens says since the last training camp in early December, as the Christmas and New Year period was approaching, everybody was in celebratory mode, and trying to focus on training required some great sacrifice and self-discipline for the women. Training ends this Friday and the team heads to Sydney for the tournament. The Sydney leg is from the 1st to the 3rd of February. It is overwhelming for the women to have so much support from sponsors to ensure that the logistics is covered during their preparations. International Container Terminal Services South Pacific renewed their partnership with the national team as naming rights sponsor. The announcement made yesterday at the ICTSI office at Motukea International Terminal, where the coach And players Yolanda Gittings, Chelsea Garessa and Mari Biama were present to hear the good news.
As a new operator in the country, we are happy to continue this relationship, this association with the girls and the team, and to sponsor them. We wish them all the best in the World Sevens that they're preparing for now. So to the girls, we wish you all the best.
The coach was indeed happy with the renewed sponsorship.
ICTSI for coming back on board and renewing their sponsorship with us. Obviously their sponsorship, funding and support for us to take part in training camps and tournaments and to fund us moving forward to some pretty important tournaments is really much appreciated.
It's really important for the women to get support to ensure a good performance heading into the World Series qualifiers in Hong Kong later in the year. A new coach and a chance to qualify for the 2019-2020 HSBC 7th Circuit is further boosted by sponsors rallying behind the Palais.
Without sponsors we can't develop and move forward as a team in the direction that we want to, so thank you so much.
Credit Corporation, covering the large bulk of the costs of the team's camp, G4S, has been providing transportation for the Port Moresby-based players to training and continues to do the same for the camp. Gateway Hotel is where the team is staying, and the High Performance Center and the Venue Management Trust have been instrumental in the women having access to training facilities. The ICTSI Palais will have their final training session tomorrow on Friday before heading to Sydney to prepare for the Sydney leg. Fidelis Sukina, National EMTV Sports.
We'll go for a quick break and be back with more of Trukai Sports after these messages.
Trukai Sports.
MAPEX Training Institute.
Job-oriented certificate in diploma in business courses includes Human Resource Management, Business Management, Accounting, Information Technology, and many more. For school leavers, grade 10s, 12s, and the working class. Enrollment is now open for February 4, 2019 intakes. For more information, call us on 323-2063 or email info@mapextraining.com.pg.
Let the cold misty mountains of the Highlands welcome you to our peaceful surroundings and fresh air. At the Juwaka Mission Resort, we guarantee safety and comfort with a 24-hour security and standby genset and solar. You are our #1 priority, with premium rooms all multi-channel and great housekeeping, ensuring you feel at home away from home. With a restaurant and bar and a private lounge all for your needs, our services extend to airport transfers and hire cars, and a spacious conference centre that caters up to 200 people. Juwaka Mission Resort. You know us when you're here.
At IPI Catering, we understand the intricacies of the environments in which we work, providing innovative, fresh and creative catering solutions. Our experience and commitment is a winning combination, delivering great food anywhere and anytime. IPI Catering, part of the IPI group of companies.
Money belong 500,000 kina one-time roots rice. Buy him tasol roots medium grain rice. Write him name, mobile number, na address belong you inside long empty bag or packet. Na put him go inside long entry bin inside long old store close to long you. Buy he got 6 plus weekly cash draws. One-time 4 plus lucky winner who start by winning 50,000 kina grand prize. Promotion is start long 1st December 2018. He going up long 12 January 2019. Hurry up now, enter long winning cash money one-time roots rice.
Welcome back to Trukai Sports. To Rugby League now, Coca-Cola Ipatas Cup CEO Timothy Lepa has clarified the manner in which Messi passes have been awarded. Of the 24 gold passes awarded to date, 6 are CEO Messi passes given at the tournament CEO's discretion. So far, 2 have been given out. Suli reports.
CEO Timothy Lepa made it clear that teams that have won gold passes will have costs taken care of by the CCIC management. Teams receiving Messi passes under CEO's discretion because of technical grounds will be given certain conditions.
Gold pass is like CCIC will look after your accommodation, FS, food, everything. When you have a Messi pass, we will only help you in some other cases. The terms and conditions are there.
Based on past experience, Messi passes in this year's tournament will be kept to a minimum, with only 6 to be issued. 2 have already been awarded. Lepa has reiterated that the awarding of Messi passes will not affect the competition's finals draw.
So we know that we will still have problems somewhere, so we have reserved Messi passes. So Southern Islands pick one, simple pick one, and then, still we'll play around with the draw. We should have it won't give us any problem.
The Ipatas Cup has confirmed 5 teams for the NGI Challenge to be held in Kimbe, West New Britain. This number down from previous years. CCIC CEO Timothy Lepa says the NGI Challenge is open for newcomers in the Intercity Cup competition, Kimbe Cutters, to scout potential players.
Outside team from Ningini Island, we have Kokomo Muruks, Buka, and Biala, Hoskins, and Kimbe itself. We got about 8 teams. We had run a competition last 2 years ago, so we still have the interest and teams there. So we will still work with our Ipatas Cup teams. And then, the Kimbe, I can't just want to recruit from there. It's up to them.
Suli, National EMTV Sports.
SP PNG Hunter and Kumul's coach Michael Maram described Kato Otio's passing as a big loss to the Kumul squad. He made this statement during Otio's 1-year anniversary yesterday at Tatana Village. Otio played 5 test matches for PNG in the centre position, including the 4 World Cup matches in 2017.
Last year, the PNG LNG Kumuls played 4 matches, dedicating their first match against the Fiji Batties to Otio. Finding a replacement for Otio has been difficult for coach Michael Maram.
We missed him a lot. Every time I look at the squads, and we're looking at this year again, and I've got normally go through the previous squads from 2014, 15, 16. So. His name's always been there all throughout, but this time it's just a bit tough. We're looking for boys in that position, especially in the centres. But it's always tough.
After the untimely passing of Otio, coach Michael Maram said many lessons were learnt and measures put in place to safeguard players.
With football, I learned a few lessons there. Especially put some rules this year. We're not allowing our current players that have been in the national team not to come in and train with us with the new squad. After what we went through last year, in his case, he joined us one day. We allowed him to do training with us, and then all of a sudden this incident happened. So that's one big lesson for us as coaching group, for coaching staff. In future, we're not really careful in making sure we know any player that comes in and trains with us medically is fit.
Yesterday, members of the SP Hunters and PNG RFL attended the first anniversary of Otio's passing at Tatana Village. Maram says visiting Otio's burial site may become a regular routine each year.
It'd probably be good for us to come back every year. I think most of us always come here, during our breaks and stuff like that, so we see the mom and family here. So, but this the first anniversary thought be good for a big program. So
In the meantime, the ADB PNG Hunters are in the final stages of pre-season training with the 2019 squad to be named before the trial match on the 23rd of February against the Brisbane Broncos. Elijah Levette, National EMTV Sports.
And that's it for Trukai Sports this evening. We go for a break. When we come back, the weather details for the next 24 hours.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
Win a share of 500,000 kina with Roots Rice. All you need to do is buy any Roots medium grain rice, write your name, mobile number and address on the bag or packet and drop it in entry boxes in stores nationwide. There'll be 6 weekly cash draws with 4 lucky winners walking away with the grand prize of 50,000 kina each. Promotion starts 1st December 2018 and ends 12 January 2019. Hurry and enter for your chance to win cash with Roots Rice.
Do not play with death when your family goes out to sea. Do not get on an overloaded dinghy or if alcohol is being consumed. Do not get on a dinghy in bad weather or if there is no extra zoom or drinking water. Always wear a life jacket. Ensure your loved ones return safely when going out to sea. This message is brought to you by NMSA.
Let the cold, misty mountains of the Highlands welcome you to our peaceful surroundings and fresh air. At the Juwaka Mission Resort, we guarantee safety and comfort with a 24-hour security and standby genset and solar. You are our #1 priority with premium rooms or multi-channel and great housekeeping, ensuring you feel at home away from home. With a restaurant and bar and a private lounge all for your needs, our services extend to airport transfers and hire cars and a spacious conference center that caters up to 200 people. Juwaka Mission Resort. You know us when you're here.
MAPEX Training Institute.
Job-oriented certificate in plant operator and motor vehicle training courses includes mobile crane, excavator, light motor vehicles, semi-trailer, prime mover and many more. For school leavers grade 6, 8, 10, 12 and the working class, enrollment is now open for January 27, 2019 intakes. For more information, call us on 323-2063 or email info@mapextraining.com.pg.
This Saturday on Vital Signs. Addiction is a disease. Kate Saselja for 12 years controlled by this disease as a gambler. A failure and profoundly broken, and there is no possible recovery.
Equally as shocked when I came forward and said that I had a 12-year gambling problem, pushing money into it like I was pushing paper through a shredder.
Vital Signs. Saturday 5 p.m. right here on your #1 to watch, EMTV.
In our harsh and vibrant landscape, Dulux Weather Shield is the perfect choice to protect your building against everything Mother Nature throws at it. Worth doing, worth Dulux.
The weather details were proudly brought to you by Dulux, celebrating 50 years in PNG and the only paint made in PNG.
A look at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours. In the southern region, mostly fine throughout the region. Port Moresby, Daru, Kerma, Alotau and Popondetta. Fine weather over the next 24 hours with a top temperature of 32 degrees. To the Momasa region, mostly fine in Leh with a top of 32 degrees, 20 degrees in showers in Wau, a shower or two in Madang, Wewak and Vanimo with a top temperature of 31 degrees. To the New Guinea Islands region, mostly fine in Buka with a top of 31 degrees and a shower or two in Kimbe, Kokopo, Rabaul, Kavieng and Lorengau. And in the Highlands region, the major centres Mount Hagen, Goroka, Kundia, Mende and Wabe can expect fine weather over the next 24 hours with morning fog developing.
The weather details were proudly brought to you by Dulux, celebrating 50 years in PNG and the only paint made in PNG.
And that's a news, sport and weather for today, Thursday the 10th of January 2019. On behalf of the EMTV News team right throughout the country, pleasant viewing, good night.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Paradise